Behind me is the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus, and today we've come to Simon Fraser University to find out why this EV is the best EV for most people on the market today. So you guys probably know what the Tesla looks like, so I'm not going to take too much of your time looking at the car. But this one is the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus, like I've mentioned already, and it's in the black color. I've taken off the aero wheel covers and purchased these little additions that you can get to make the car look a little bit better, a little bit different, because as everybody knows, and especially here in BC, there are so many Teslas on the road, you got to make it look a little bit special. So this is in the black, so not the white like every other Tesla on the streets today. But honestly, I would say if you're going to get a Tesla Model 3, try to get something in a different color, not black or white. Honestly, I would just get white and wrap it, to be honest, because then you can really customize and make it your own. Because the white is boring, there's so many of them, it's a standard color, and black is just very hard to keep clean. So I would go for a white one and then wrap it into some color that you really like or you think suits your personality. Most people will be very comfortable sitting in here, and the view from the back is very nice, especially with the large screen and also the panoramic roof that you get with this car. The Model Y does things a little bit better. It doesn't have this little bar going across, so it's a full glass roof, but this is plenty good. I love this screen. I think this is the best addition that they've made to this car, and it works really, really well. A lot of people complain about it, but I think it really does make the car better. I don't need a display right here in front. I prefer just to have this. It just, you know, makes it more intuitive, at least for me, when I drive. Starting to drive the car, because the car is already on when you get in, it's super simple as well. All you have to do is press and hold the brake pedal, wait for all the lights to disappear, push down on your stalk, and you're ready to get going. So again, very simple, very easy, and very intuitive. The next thing that I really like about this car is the route planner, because one of the biggest things that people tell me that they are worried about is running out of energy when they have an electric car, right? So the battery depletes and then you can't continue your journey. So what Tesla has done to mitigate this, they've added a route planner within the whole infotainment system. So all you have to do is click here, then you want to navigate somewhere. So for example, I want to go to Calgary, Alberta, which is pretty far away. I click and it tells me exactly where I need to stop, where I need to charge. So as you guys can see, all I have to do is start here, go to Merit. Okay, wait a second, let's make this bigger here. Oh, these are, yeah, there we go. So all I have to do is I have to go to Chilliwack first, Supercharger, Merit, Salmon Arm, Golden, Canmore, and I arrive in Calgary with 23%. Now, I have to say that this is a pretty good system and it's pretty accurate. So unless you live somewhere very far away and there are absolutely no superchargers or any other charging infrastructure, then yeah, I don't think you should be worried about not being able to charge, honestly. So, and with this built-in system, super easy to navigate anywhere you want to go. And if you don't want to go there anymore, you just cancel it. And there you go, you're back to the main screen. Another fun thing is all the different built-in apps that you have here with the car. You've got your dash cam, energy meter, calendar, messages, and so on. You even have an arcade where you can play video games while you're waiting at the charger. Obviously, there's a browser, Bluetooth, car karaoke, or tune in radio title, and I've got Spotify down here because I use it often. So yeah, this is pretty cool, you know. And then the launcher here can be customized just like a computer or a MacBook, really, right? Or an iPhone, because this is basically a larger iPhone, yeah. So yeah, overall, I would say that the usability of this is pretty good. Now, there are some things to complain about. So I think everybody knows this, but if you want to open up the glove box, you simply don't just open it. You have to go click the car icon, and then here you have your quick settings, and then you open up your glove box, and then it opens up, right? So it's a little bit different. Now, is it a problem for most people? I don't think it is, but Some people do like to complain about it, but one thing I do really complain about is here, the settings for your wipers. So right now I've set it on auto, right? But sometimes you just want to have it set on 1 or 2, and you have to get into this menu while you're driving, so, and then press these little on-screen buttons to be able to turn on your wipers. Okay, I know, you can just tap this button on the side once. Okay, I'll do it now, and then the wipers will turn on once. But if you want to fine-tune settings, then you would have to go in there. Now, if you do tap this one, then the wiper settings show up, but you got to be really quick to change them because they do disappear. So I don't know, it's just, I would prefer to have my wipers set on the stock, not on the touchscreen. Now the next thing that I really dislike are these sunshades. Okay, first of all, I'm not sure who decided that magnets are a good idea, because most of the time when I open it like this, or when I'm driving, right, it's so loose and so easy to just, you know, get loose, and yeah, that doesn't work well. And then here, at least they're extendable, so you can put them here, so that makes it slightly easier. Yeah, but then it's so hard to when you're driving, you know, like with one hand to pop it back into this magnet. And I don't know if it's everybody, but my magnet, it's starting to get like white residue on it, and I don't know why. I don't know what kind of white residue that would be. I'm too afraid to ask, but yeah, not cool. I mean, it should be done a little bit better than this. So yeah, that's my biggest gripe. And then the rear view mirror here, it's a little bit tiny, I would say. It doesn't give me as much view of the back as I would like. Because of the sloping roof towards the back of the car, you don't get as much visibility as you should be getting. And this mirror is a little bit smaller than usual. And again, it doesn't provide that field of view that most people would like to have, including me. So I would definitely like something bigger than this. So let's say you're driving down the road and something happens in front of you. Oh my God, something's happening, and you need to turn on your hazards. What do? You're looking through the touchscreen, because everything's on the touchscreen, right? Like, where are my hazards? Oh my God, they're not in quick settings. What do? The cars are getting closer. Oh my gosh. Well, your hazards are right here on the top, and there you go. Those are your hazards. Okay. Again, not very intuitive. Most cars have it somewhere here where it's easy to reach, especially if you're driving from your steering wheel, boom, and here you need to go up, you need to go up, right, if something happens. So I'm not sure if that's a great idea or not a great idea. You guys tell me in the comments below, but I would prefer to have that button somewhere here, maybe even a touch button here, a permanent one in the dock somewhere that just says hazards. But a cool thing about it is, again, let's say here you're at SFU, Simon Fraser University, right? And let's say that you don't have 46% on your battery. Let's say you have 20%, and you're like, well, I need to go charge. Where do I find a Tesla Supercharger? Simple. You click the button. Oopsie. You click the button, and it shows you all of the closest superchargers to you and how many stalls are available at the current time. So, pretty simple, right? Again, for people who are worried about charging, who are worried and have range anxiety, this is the perfect car. One more interesting thing that I really like about this car is the blind spot cameras. So whenever you do a turn signal, you get the view. So this time we're turning right, we got the right side view, or we go left and then we get the left side view, which is super cool. Some of the other cars like Hyundai and Kia have the same system, but you have to get the upper trim to be able to take advantage of that. And of course with that comes a Sentry Mode and a built-in dash cam. So Sentry Mode turns on when you leave the car, films around it if something happens, And a dash cam is basically a dash cam. So when you're driving and there's an accident and you want to film it and give it to your insurance company as evidence, it's built in. So you don't have to spend extra money getting a separate dash cam, mounting it and dealing with all the wires. So it's all built in nicely into the car itself. One more thing that I forgot to mention that I don't really like is the climate menu. So the fan speed is a slider. So when you're driving, again, you're focused on the road and you're wanting to change the fan speed, you have to fiddle with it. Now I know what people are gonna say, just put it on auto and leave it be. I got it, but sometimes, just sometimes, you want to have full control, just like right now, because I'm filming. So I don't want the sound of the fan to be present in the video that I'm recording. So that is why I think that again, maybe a button somewhere would be good, but I'm not sure if that is even possible to do. But yeah, that's one thing that I would like to see changed. Okay, here we go. We're getting into the twisty roads. Let's put the car into sport steering. All right, and let's go. Now, if you've watched my Taycan video, you guys have seen it. This is exactly the same place where I took the Taycan out for the spin, but obviously we're not comparing the Tesla Model 3 to a Taycan. However, I have to say that it is doing a pretty good job on these roads, and yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised. Now, one thing you guys have to remember is this car is on standard aero wheels, right? Like I showed you at the beginning of the video. So these are not the big wheels. It doesn't have as much traction as it could have. Obviously, if you move up and you get the dual motor, or if you get the performance, you're getting much more car for the money. But here we are talking about a vehicle that right now, used in Canada, a 2019, will set you back, or maybe even 2018s if you can find them, right? But I think 2019 are the ones to go for. So a 2019 is going to set you back, used, around 55K. Oh, too much traffic. Okay, well, we can push here. It's all about seeing how well it does around corners, and I would have to say not bad. There is a little bit of body roll, obviously. The suspension is not tuned for sport, but not bad. EVs are all about driving pleasure, right? So you got that instant torque, you've got that instant get up and go, and I think you get that with even the cheapest Tesla. Now on my bucket list would be to drive the dual motor, to drive the performance, just to compare the difference. But I would say as an entry-level car, as an entry-level EV, for most people, this is the way to go. It just does things right. And you know, when we're thinking about purchasing an EV, you know, we have to think about many things, and I'll get into that when I do my final conclusion in a few minutes. But yeah, even when we're talking about the cheapest car that Tesla offers, ladies and gentlemen, we've come to the end of my Tesla Model 3 video. After 20,000 kilometers in this car, I have to say, and I have to say it again, that I do think that this is the best EV for most people who are shopping for an EV at the moment. Yes, sure, there are the EV6s, the Ioniq 5s. There are some even cheaper options from Chevy. But at the end of the day, what matters most to most buyers, especially buyers who are purchasing their first EV, is that they are not going to worry about charging. They're not going to suffer from range anxiety as much. And I think that this car delivers on these two fronts. better than any car out there right now. Charging couldn't be even simpler than it is with the Tesla. All you have to do is show up at the Tesla Supercharger, plug it in, and it starts charging. There's no fiddling with apps, RFID cards, being frustrated when you show up to a charger and it doesn't work. It just simply works. And Tesla have done this better than anybody else. Obviously, they've been on the market for way longer than any other car company with an EV, except for Nissan. But that's a whole different story. Then second of all is range anxiety, right? A lot of people worry when they're on a road trip. Are we going to make it, yes or no? So with the built-in route planner, as well as superchargers practically everywhere, you don't have to worry. You can also hook this up to a J1772 connector, and you can do level 2 charging if you need to. And now, even people are buying CCS adapters from Korea that are official accessories made by Tesla for the Asian market, because there, as well as Europe, they're not able to sell cars with a proprietary connector like they do in North America. So you have that option too. I believe an adapter like this costs somewhere around $500 with shipping from South Korea. Anyway, I'll leave the links down below if you guys want to check it out. So that gives you another charging option, right? If you're on a road trip and then there are no superchargers, you can pull up to an Electrify Canada, Electrify America, charge point, whatever, connects through a CCS and charge your car. As of right now, CCS cars are not able to charge on a Tesla charger because, again, of that proprietary connector that Tesla has installed. So, in conclusion, I think that if someone is out there today going out and buying their first EV, this is the car to get, the Standard Range Plus. Get this one and get it used, because you can get a good deal. You can get a super deal if you wait and are patient. And hopefully we're going to start looking at eliminating all of these supply chain issues that we're having right now, and being able to get parts and manufacturing will go up to the numbers that we had prior to 2 years ago. So then hopefully when people can get new cars delivered to them, they will then lower the cost of used vehicles as well, right? So it all plays into the same thing, right? Like supply and demand, right? So anyways, for the price that you pay for a used one, and I would get used 100%, especially where I live in BC, in British Columbia, we no longer have to pay the GST, which is the provincial taxes on used EVs. We only pay 5%, which is our federal tax. So effectively you're saving 7% buying used over buying new when you're in BC. Look into the incentives that you have in your local markets, right? There might be some incentives for buying used EVs as well, not only new ones, right? So that's another thing to look at. But as a used vehicle, you know, there's nothing really to go wrong with it. 20,000 kilometers. This car has never seen, you know, a service yet. ICE cars have to get serviced. Even some EVs, like my other EV, Kia Soul EV, has to go in for service, and that cost me $150. And I asked them, I said, what did you guys service? They rotated tires, told me my battery is still at 100% battery health. I've got apps for that. I can do it myself, thank you very much. But yeah, I would say go for it. You know, most people want to get into EVs. Most people don't know which EV to get. Do I get a Tesla, or do I get one of those CCS capable cars? And I would say get this one. And finally, the thing that I really, really love about this car that not many other cars on the market have is that when you navigate to a charger on your infotainment, it starts heating up the battery. Because one thing that a lot of EV owners, and especially new EV owners, forget is that to get good charging speed, the battery needs to be warm. Tesla does it for you. You don't have to think about it. Whereas with other cars, you have to drive a little bit on the highway. You have to do yo-yo. What is yo-yo? Google it. I'm not going to tell you guys. I'm not going to be responsible for you guys yo-yoing on the highways to warm up your batteries. But you know, there are ways to do it, but why? Why do it when the car does it for you? So even if, for example, you get one of those fancy CCS adapters and you want to charge on a CCS capable charger, right? You could do the same. Instead, you just navigate to a supercharger. The battery will start heating up. But you're not going to the supercharger, you're going to a different charger. But when you arrive there, your battery is ready, conditioned, ready to be charged. Which only a few cars on the market have, like the Polestar 2, for example. So yes, overall, in conclusion, I don't want to talk too much. This is the best car for most people. If you're in the market for an EV, think about the Tesla Model 3 Standard Range Plus. Get it used. Get it in white. Wrap it in a cool color. Tint the windows, and you're gonna love what you've purchased. All right, guys. That's it for me today. Like the video if you liked it, dislike it if you didn't, and throw me a comment. What EV would you choose as your first EV? I'd love to hear your opinions. Me, it's this one. What about you? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you in the next video. Thank you, take care, and goodbye.